the headquarters for the Lexington County Blowfish Baseball Club. I'm Bill Shanahan. My wife Vicki and I own the Blowfish, and we're honored to have you all here today. It's an exciting day, as this is now our second annual St. Patrick's Day Parade right here in the town of Lexington. We got it off the ground last year with a great military theme tied in with the South Carolina National Guard, having Adjutant General Robert Livingston Jr. as our Grand Marshal. And we have even more exciting news in regards to the military in just a minute. At this point, I'd like to introduce the mayor of the town of Lexington, Steve McDougall.
Thank you, Bill. Well, welcome to Lexington, and man, are we excited. The second annual St. Patty's Day Parade, downtown Main Street, Lexington, that will end up at our newly opened facility, 900-seat Ice House Amphitheater. Couldn't be more excited to have this in the town of Lexington. Looking forward to it. We were involved in it last year. I brought my daughters down. We rode in the parade, had a wonderful time, but have a big announcement this year, because this year, during the parade, we will be celebrating the 100-year anniversary of Fort Jackson. And in doing so, this year, we have made the decision to make the Grand Marshal for the parade this year Command Sergeant Major Lamont Christian, who will represent Fort Jackson for us here in the town of Lexington and be the Grand Marshal of the 2017 St. Patty's Day Parade here in the town of Lexington. It's my honor and my privilege to introduce to you Command Sergeant Major Lamont Christian. Thank you very much. Appreciate you doing that.
Appreciate you too.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I want to say thank you for this honor and this privilege. On behalf of the civilians, the soldiers, and the families of Fort Jackson and Major General Pete Johnson, I want to say thank you again, a heartfelt thank you. First of all, I want to say it's also a privilege because I've had the honor to say that I will be marching in both of the parades, or all of the parades, for the town of Lexington, as I marched in last year, and I'll have the privilege of being the Grand Marshal this year. I'm really looking forward to the shared opportunity to again express our thanks to the communities locally here in the Columbia area and Lexington, and shared in that opportunity with Fort Jackson as we continue to celebrate our 100th anniversary, and not only just this year, but into the future. It has a great history over the last few years in the partnership in the community and the outreach, and all of this has been brought to my attention through a great friend of mine, Mr. Dan Hennigan, who exposed me to some of the great things that the town of Lexington has to offer to the soldiers and the civilians of Fort Jackson, the premier Army training center for the United States Army. Again, thank you, and I look forward to enjoying the celebration.
Well, I didn't introduce, many of you know Blowy the Blowfish, but only once a year does our leprechaun come out. Liam the leprechaun is here today. He did one of those diets. He was a lot chunkier last year. But Liam will be putting some pounds on this year, but he is a little skinny right now. But anyhow, they'll be part of the parade. But we have so many exciting elements to this parade. We have Patrick Johnson is going to be back, our lone bagpiper, to lead off the parade. We've got Irish step dancers. We've got the Fort Jackson 282nd Army Band that's not only going to be part of marching but performing. The Ice House Amphitheater has now joined forces with the St. Patrick's Day Parade Day. And in addition to the parade, as the parade ends, the Irish step dancers will jig right down to the amphitheater and perform at the amphitheater, followed by the Fort Jackson Army Band that's going to perform. So you talk about a great family event. We can't be more excited. We're very humbled to be a part of this. We have a tremendous parade committee. Many of the parade committee members are here today. I do want to also acknowledge the Lexington Chamber, Otis Rawle, President, the Lexington JCs, and the town of Lexington are our partners, along with the Lexington County Blowfish, to make this go. At this point, I'd like to introduce the co-chairman of the St. Patrick's Parade Committee, another great Irishman, Dan Hennigan. Dan?
Thank you, Bill. I think one of the things that Command Sergeant Major spoke about is outreach. I think it's been incredible outreach by the military to the communities within the Midlands of South Carolina. It's been an honor to work with Bill and his wife on so many different projects, especially the Blowfish, standing up for the second year of this parade. So I also want to identify the Highway Patrol. I can't say enough good things about Director Smith. Every time I ask Director Smith for support, I need a highway patrol to do X, Y, Z, he's always there. Everybody should just go by Adventures and see what we've created. On late August, we redid the safety piece of Adventures. So that's airbags, seatbelts, teaching little kids how to be safe in a car. The purpose of a seatbelt. It was his highway patrolman, Corporal Jones, David Jones, that worked with me for over 3 months to go ahead and stand that new piece of Adventures. So I can't say enough good things about your boss, and I'm proud to be here today. It's a pleasure to work with Bill, and Godspeed to everybody. We're going to have a great turnout on March 12th. Thank you.
Now it's time, if the TV or media have any questions or do want to do any interviews with our Grand Marshal of 2017, this press conference is officially over. But the parade